What is going on, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? The ACMJS Gamer here. Today we're here to go over some news about Ubisoft and monetization for Avatar and Star Wars, mainly focusing on the Star Wars game. And then I have another article that is going to address some other rumors that have come up recently. So first of all, Ubisoft may be looking for ways to monetize its upcoming titles, talking about, of course, Avatar, the Blue People, video game, and Star Wars. It says these games could feature monetization in some form, and that a job posting was listed for a monetization specialist to help boost profitability from Massive's games. According to the job posting, a monetization specialist or specialists at Ubisoft contribute to the financial success of our games, shaping strategies that boost profitability while respecting our players and the essence of each game. What's funny is they say respecting our players, but if they truly respected their players, they wouldn't be asking for more money, especially after a consumer, just paid $70 or $70 plus dollars for a game. They're not respecting us at all. Anyways, the position has multiple responsibilities, including monitor the monetization strategies and acquisition, engagement, and monetization KPIs of 3 Ubisoft projects, perform ad hoc analysis to improve recommendations to projects, partner with projects monetization director to develop monetization strategies aligned with player expectations and the creative and game directors. Work closely with game economy designers to come up with justified pricing for items, events, and services. Plan and oversee the content promotions and offers of the primary and secondary stores within the digital sales teams. Collaborate with independent teams to implement your monetization systems and features, and follow up on monetization features and adapt them based on player feedback. Here's my thing. If it is a single player game, it shouldn't have microtransactions. Stop. No exceptions. What we don't know is if this game is going to be multiplayer, considering the fact that it's going to be an open world Ubisoft game. There might be some multiplayer. I don't think anything has been officially confirmed yet because this game is so far away from actually, being in the eyes of the public. So that could change. They could add multiplayer. They could keep it a single player linear storyline. Who knows? We don't know at this point. Continuing on, the author says it is likely any microtransactions would be cosmetics as they are in many Ubisoft titles. And then he goes to say any MTX couldn't be related to battle passes or virtual currencies. That would be for the Frontiers of Pandora, not necessarily true for the Star Wars game. Then he continues, it is unknown if there will be multiplayer, but we may find out more about the game this year. This is not this year. They're saying it's going to be exciting for their engineers. Then the author goes on and says gamers have a sour taste for microtransactions, but one thing many do not realize is how necessary they are for game developers to be profitable. Stop. No. We have seen very recently with games like God of War or The Last of Us Part 1 or 2 or Ghost of Tsushima that single player games can sell well enough on their own without microtransactions. And if you specifically want a Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Order. Sales were blown out of the water, completely destroyed any argument about EA having to have microtransactions in their games to begin with. That is not true. That is a false statement. He says when the price of a new game shifts from $60 to $70 in 2 decades, studios must find other ways to break even. Yeah, how about by actually pushing out complete and fixed games and not giving gamers broken garbage? It will be a miracle if Ubisoft can put out Mirage this upcoming year and it not have any bugs or flaws. We will see, because Ubisoft games are known to be buggy. So they're going to say, oh yeah, they have to find other ways to break even. How about you give us a complete product for once? Anyways, game development is expensive, especially when the project is a major AAA licensed IP. Gamers may often complain about microtransactions, but they will buy them regardless. That's not entirely true. Some people don't buy microtransactions, even if they are offered. And then he goes, after all, Fortnite, Apex, and Warzone aren't free to play for no reason. Those are all multiplayer games. None of those games are single player. And then he says Ubisoft is taking a more justified and consumer-friendly route from the language in the job posting. But the fact that they're looking for a micro transaction specialist, monetization specialist, whatever, is not consumer friendly in and of itself. And he says, as Massive has said, they want someone who can shape strategies that boost profitability while respecting our players and the essence of each game. If you build the game from the ground up intending to include microtransactions and that players actually want to spend more money, you already have an issue, you already have a problem. So then we move on to the second article, which is that new rumors suggest Star Wars game, the one being developed by Ubisoft Massive, will feature a vast open universe for players to explore as they take part in missions. As soon as they saw this, everybody immediately thought No Man's Sky, which is what the description was for Starfield. So after Starfield comes out, if it's successful, if it's a big hit, everybody will be comparing everything to either No Man's Sky and Starfield or just Starfield. This game, if it is like Starfield, where it's an open world, you can go from planet to planet, sounds a lot like what they were trying to do with Beyond Good and Evil 2. And that game we still haven't seen any gameplay of in the recent months. But moving on, the description is a fully open, seamless universe akin to that found in No Man's Sky. The quote goes on to state that the players will be able to travel between different star systems while taking part in a multitude of different activities. Not sure what those activities will be. We don't know how we'll get there because, like I said, this game is still far off. Many Star Wars fans were notably skeptical about the news of a seemingly massive universe to explore in the upcoming game, with some commenters pointing out Ubisoft's tendency to release open-world games with very little for players to actually do. Valhalla. Other comments worried about the comparison to No Man's Sky given the game's troubled launch. So, there you have it. That's all the news that we have on the current Ubisoft game. I don't think there are any new rumors or anything having to do with Jedi Survivor. I think mainly because we've already seen a gameplay trailer, and Survivor's coming out in a little more than 2 months from now. I think that all of the news is shifting to other Star Wars projects, and we have yet to see anything else beyond Jedi Survivor. The new KOTOR PS5 remake, we haven't heard anything on that since we heard that it was going to be delayed indefinitely and that it was transitioned to another team internally. We haven't heard anything recently from the same company that did Detroit Become Human. I forget the name of the company, but their game has also been pushed back. Eclipse, I think that's what that one was called. So, in terms of the future of Star Wars games, Jedi Survivor is the current one coming out. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, the first half of this year is stacked with entertainment in terms of games and media. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.